Bella. Bella. She waited for me to start the reading. What is that? Okay, Two of Wands. I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Death card out. This is the High Priestess in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. The Two of Wands fell out sideways. And I'm getting a slight obsession with someone's, not quite that they have foresight, but somebody's looking into something. Hold on, I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. Okay, so there's a slight obsession over waiting for something. And it has to do with more stability, more finances, more. It started in Temperance. The High Priestess being in reverse, it is collective energy, but someone began kind of obsessing, not meaning to. I'm getting more of the vibe of they've just been on a waiting journey for a long time, and it was more being open to receive, and then at some point it shifted into a little bit more of an obsession, because I think impatience has crept in. So it is collective energy expecting to gain finances, to gain more stability. It has to do very much with like the material, the 3D survival. It's not that they feel that they don't have enough, but they, like I said, in waiting, the expectation, in trying to manifest things the right way, with patience and just being an Empress energy and being open to receive, the impatience crept in, because I imagine it's been so long and that you've just gone through a lot of struggles. You've gone through a lot of loss. But what's happening is you are focusing so much on material gain that you're losing sight of the blessings that you currently have. You're losing sight of your own intuition as well, because there's kind of this obsession with waiting. So it's no longer, it's shifted from being open to receiving to waiting. Okay, this is the Hierophant in reverse. The Three of Wands. Nine of Cups in reverse. And even with the Three of Wands, it's like everything is turning to ash. It's like this desolate kind of existence. It's like the waiting has begun to like cause like root rot. It's become, because of this obsession of the waiting, it's become more of a deterioration of spirit and of your joy. And by spirit, I don't mean like the Holy Spirit. I mean deterioration of, you know, the spirit, like the joyful spirit. Because it's become this obsession. It's like there's so much sarcasm in this card with the Three of Wands. It's like the waiting was just so obsessive that it's like somebody saying like they're waiting until they turn to bones, you know? But it's really, it's definitely, it sounds more negative than it is. It's meant to be more of a poking fun, but like you're waiting so hard that you're gonna turn into, like, you're gonna wither away because your focus has become so obsessive with it. And it's your guides just really, they're exaggerating, but not, like, because they're saying this is the path that you're on, this is what is happening, but it's more of like they're being lighthearted about it, but they're also serious about bringing awareness to it that you've lost your focus. That, you know, you've lost focus of why you're doing everything that you're doing, why you've gone through, you know, an awakening, a rebirth, why you know the things that you know. You know, you're losing a grip on your own spirituality and the why behind what you've awakened to and how you want to move going forward. It's that why, like they want you to get back to the why. Why did you choose to embrace your spiritual journey? Why did you choose to, you know, take a leap of faith? Why, when you awakened, did, you know, just that whole process of the excitement, the grief, you know, going through dark night of the soul, awakening to who you are, choosing the path that you were going to be on, which was embracing the spiritual path. You know, why? Ace of Cups. And they want you to remember that why. They want you to remember that desire, that love, that devotion. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. It's that same. It's like get back to the why. With a rebirth is needed right now, where you're moving forward with intention on your spiritual path, with intention on your spiritual awareness and healing and getting back to that why. There needs to be a death and a rebirth, and a death to that waiting for the material gain and getting back into what was when you were in the High Priestess, and that you just knew that it would come. And you are still this High Priestess, but you knew that it's in reverse because you've been detached from your own intuition. It's causing blockages because of this obsession, for this material gain. And it came from just wanting the stability, but then you were focusing so much on that stability that it became your only focus, and you started to just wither with worry and forgetting and kind of stepping away from that High Priestess energy, but going into that obsessive waiting for this material gain. And it was really not because you're greedy, it's because you have been, like everyone, if you don't have the financial stability that you want, you're waiting for that. You're working toward it, and it's easy for you to lose focus of everything else, wanting for that to happen. And the Hierophant was in reverse as well, so it's that, look at this the way it was. Yeah, it needs to be a death to the waiting. It's remembering the satisfaction that you had gotten when you went through the dark night of the soul, when you went through your awakening, when you embraced spirit completely, and you were fully in that High Priestess energy. Remembering that choice and that love there. They just want you to get back to that. So that's why it was kind of more of a sarcasm with you wasting away to nothing. Like you're wasting away waiting, and they're kind of poking fun, kind of like, hey, you know better than this, Okay, this is the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Is it? Yeah, right. They're saying, it's understandable. They know that you need, material stability to survive in the 3D. But what you need, what fills your cup, is God, is the Holy Spirit. And you know that. And you embrace that when you were fully in your high priestess energy before getting a little bit, having your focus taken away a little bit. They're telling you to remember that that's what fills you. That's what ultimately gets you that financial stability. But it's not the other way around. It's not focusing on getting the material gain and then choosing to embrace spirit again. It's, the other way around, that remembering that the Holy Spirit's within you and that you need to fill that spiritual cup. But they're saying they're aware, like, you're a part of the 3D. It's okay for you to work toward your pentacles, to work toward your finances. Right now, they just want you to just, take one pentacle. Like, it's more of like that one step, and then kind of build on that. Like, keep one eye on the 3D and your finances and the things that you need to do. But it's more of like there's too much on it right now. So they're not saying ignore it. They know that this is something that you're needing to live, and it is going to be provided, as you knew, in the high priestess energy. You knew, and you just got impatient at some point, and then started to feel, it's the irony. It's like, well, you start to get impatient, not realizing that the waiting is becoming a bit of an obsession. And then the impatience grows, and the more that it grows and the more that your focus, it's like the more that the impatience grows is the more in lack you begin to feel. And then the more that you're straying from your self-love, self-care, your devotion to spirit, to your intuition, to remaining in temperance and remaining open to receive, knowing that it is coming, knowing that your cup is full, counting your blessings, focusing more on what you have and less on what you don't have, knowing that what you need will be provided, right? Because you were there. And so they're just wanting you to get back there, and they're just kind of showing that pattern, how it progresses to where you don't even realize that you have been more focused on the lack that therein than you have been on the blessings that are yours. With the Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands, it grew into this burden. It grew into lack, into this helplessness. Six of Cups. Your cup is full. All six of them. Your, like, spirit fills you up with what you need. You need to focus on that. Judgment in reverse. Not on what you haven't acquired yet. Six of Wands in reverse. Can we get a closing message, Holy Spirit? Closing message for this reading. Ooh, that wants to come out. It's the Four of Cups. Like, Let me see. There's a little bit of weight on that one. Ooh. Yeah, Five of Swords, self-defeat, putting yourself in this lack mentality. It snuck up on you. You know, this was taking away your justice, taking away your blessings, because you're so focused on the lack, then it starts to surround you. You forget how much you have. This is self-sabotage with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now you're aware. With the Four of Cups, now you can start to refocus on, that you're aware that that's the message. It's now that you are still the High Priestess, and you know what you have to do. You just kind of got distracted a bit. Well, okay. You're protected. Remember the protection that you have. Remember the protection that got you to where you are today. Spend some time on self-love, taking care of yourself. I'm thinking herbal medicine, cleansing your body, your mind, just getting back into being grounded, getting back into your courage, that courage that comes from the Holy Spirit within you when you nurture yourself with love. And it amplifies that Holy Spirit in you, which then it strengthens your faith. And then you are courageous. And you won't worry, and you won't be in a lack mindset. You have the key that you need to open your heart and open your mind back onto the right path. Be open with spirit. I'm thinking of with the light around this, and the same thing with courage. It's kind of like a sun, like I'm thinking of the crown chakra. Spend some time in prayer and meditation, reactivation, activating yourself spiritually. That's what needs attention right now, is your spiritual health. And it starts with refocusing and healing what you've already gone through a healing process, being in the High Priestess energy. So now it's just healing that lack that you just kind of stumbled into with a little bit of waiting turning into obsession. So activating by accepting where you are, what you have, meditating, and praying and giving thanks and getting back to gratitude, putting yourself in a place of acceptance. That happens automatically when you are in gratitude. When you're grateful, you start counting your blessings instead of focusing on lack. The more that you count your blessings is the more blessings that you realize that you have. And then your manifestation is back on in the right direction to where you are open to receiving. Open to receiving. That's the key in accepting where you are currently and knowing that where you are is not where you're going to be forever. That more is coming, but you have to trust in the divine timing of things. Now you're in a place of acceptance. Now you're going to be open to receiving again instead of obsessing over lack. And that's your message. Thank you. Bye.